Hi everybody, I'm Matt Fury, and this is tape 1 in the Combat Conditioning videotape series. This first tape is the lung and leg workout, or the leg and lung workout, and we're going to cover a lot of different exercises. But first, before we get into them, I want to preface the exercises with explaining why I teach things the way I am and why we're doing them the way we're doing them. First of all, I did weightlifting from age 13. I started, and I did it up for the next 20 years, different types, and I would take long breaks of weightlifting and just do other things. But it was a year ago, in April of 1999, that I gave up weightlifting and other forms of strength training completely and just went with the combat conditioning exercises like you're seeing on this tape. What happened was I met a guy, Carl Gotch. He was a 1948 Olympian, and he was the god of pro wrestling in Japan, a fanatic on conditioning. And he doesn't teach you any wrestling unless you get in condition first. The reason is so you don't injure yourself, and also because the techniques and exercises he shows you lead to being able to fluently execute the techniques of the wrestling art. It's actually the shortcut to getting good, okay, rather than the long road which leads to nothing. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, he's just punishing me with these exercises because he doesn't want to teach me. The best hold in combat is conditioning. You can have all the skills in terms of techniques in the world, but if you're tired in a minute, you're dead. So anyway, I started doing these exercises. He never told me don't lift weights or anything like that. And I don't say that to anybody either. If you want to continue doing that, fine. But you will find that calisthenics done with your own body weight make you stronger, they make you more flexible, and most importantly for a combat man, they give you muscle endurance and cardiovascular endurance. It's different than aerobic exercise where you're running or bicycling or whatever. We're combining the two. And it's a major difference from what many people think. People think of calisthenics, they think of this, and that type of thing, toe touches. That's not what we're doing. We're doing body weight exercises. And your own body weight, whether you weigh 100 pounds or 300, is more than enough to make you work like you've never worked before. And you're going to see that shortly. These exercises, again, they make you stronger, they give you greater endurance, and they also promote flexibility. No other strength training method I know of, other than gymnastics, okay, which is a lot of what we're doing here, gives you that balance, that gives you the strength and flexibility at the same time. Weight training doesn't. That's why you have to do stretching and all that before and after. Okay, so that's enough with the intro. We're going to get into this, but before we do, I want you all to know also that go at a pace that is reasonable for you at this point in time, or right now. For example, I'm going to go and do maybe 100 Hindu squats in a row. That's no big deal, but if you've never done these before, which many of you haven't, 50 is going to be a chore. And you can be sore for 3, 4, 5 days if you overdo it, okay? I'm not saying don't push yourself, but be reasonable about it, okay? And there's going to be a lot of other exercises as well, and they can make you sore big time in the legs, the buttocks. You have no idea until you've experienced it, trying to go upstairs, go downstairs, and you're hopping a little bit. And co-workers or people that you see at school, they're going to be laughing. It's going to be entertaining to them. But after a month, you're going to be in awesome shape. Now, in the beginning, I say, in my book, Combat Conditioning, to do these exercises every day. In the beginning, you might have to do them every other day for like a week, just so that you can integrate your body into it and get used to the soreness you may feel. After that, every day you do something. If you are in poor health, have injuries, etc., you're better off seeing a doctor and getting his approval before you begin these exercises than just embarking on them on your own. So don't do these exercises unless you have your physician's approval and okay. And that's about it. We're going to get ready to roll here. right now. All right, the first exercise that I teach in the book is the Hindu squats. Now, these are great. They're done by Hindu wrestlers in India, and that's why they're called that, if those of you want to know. And there's a lot of stories about, oh, these guys do 2, 3, 4,000 of these a day, and 2, 3, 4,000 Hindu push-ups a day. They work out 15 hours a day, et cetera, et cetera. These are gross exaggerations. You can do 2,000 a day, but I don't think you can do them every day because it takes about an hour. And what else are you going to do then? So, but the Hindu squats are great because they build lung power, most importantly, and also they build the strength in the thighs, calves, even your feet. Some of you are going to feel your body, your foot right here, even down low, cramping up and getting tight. Also strengthens your lower back. And because of the deep breathing exercises, it increases strength throughout the whole body. Deep breathing alone will increase your strength. Okay, and this is not a Hindu concept or Chinese martial arts. It actually was said by Martin Farmer Burns, an old-time wrestler in the early 1900s, who said the same thing. Deep breathing alone will make many a weak man strong and many sick man well. So, very important when you do this exercise that you focus on the breathing, and you're going to hear me. So if somebody's doing the Hindu squats and you can't hear them breathing from across the room, they're not doing them correctly. And there are other elements that come into play. So I'm going to show you from both angles, and then I'm going to turn. I'm going to show you from this angle, then I'm going to turn and show you from another angle, then we'll do 100. Okay? So the first thing is your feet should be about shoulder width apart, and you're going to start with your arms out like this, and you're going to inhale, opposite of weightlifting. You inhale, hold your arms in, and then your hands are going to go behind your back as you squat down. Okay, so inhale, and as you go down, your heels will come up. Your back is straighter, your spine is straight. Your hands are going to come forward, and you spring out, and your arms come up. This way, inhale. And then, if you have the flexibility, or you've been doing them the way you think they're to be done, add touching your fingertips to the ground. Okay, if you don't have the flexibility yet, you've never done them, it's going to be hard enough. So, if you're tall and lanky, you may have a tendency to come forward because your upper body's so long. So instead of bringing your hands behind your back, you can just bring them here, this way, and that'll help keep your spine straight. Just a couple details there. So we're ready to roll here. Let's do 100 of these, and I'll do 50 this angle, and then I'll turn and do 50 at the other angle, but keep going. And because this is a lot of concentration needed, I'm not going to count and talk through the whole thing. When you hear me breathing, that's me talking. Okay? So here we go. Let's do it together. All right. 95. Okay, so that's 100. Now, the other thing is, at about 95, I got rocking a little too far forward, lost my balance slightly. That'll happen. Some people even are falling at first, but you'll get used to it. You can hear me breathing. It's like I was out right now, just ran a mile. I'm going to be breathing, but then you get into a rhythm, and then it slows down after you get to like 300, and your breathing will become natural, and it's no big deal. So, the other thing I wanted to tell you about the Hindu squats before we do the jumpers is that you want to work up to 500 in a row. You can go more. For example, on midnight of New Year's Eve, leading into New Year's Day, the year 2000, I did 2,000. And a couple other friends of mine did it as well. That was a goal, but I don't do that every day. Carl Gotts did 9,001 straight in 4.5 hours. Said it almost killed him. And that's how he knows the Hindu wrestlers were not doing these, 5,000 a day, every day, because he had nothing left. And this is one of the best conditioned guys who have ever lived. So, all right, so you want to work up to 500. Now, in terms of a time frame, you can see the clip I'm going at is not slow. It's a little faster than moderate. You don't, however, want to race through it and lose good form. Same time, you don't want to go so slow that it's ridiculous. It's not done like that's not how you do them. It's an explosive type of squatting movement that gets the breathing up. Okay, so now the Hindu jumpers, and what I'll typically do oftentimes is I'll do like 80 of the regular Hindu squats, which I just did, and then I'll do 20 jumpers, and then 80 regulars and 20 jumpers, etc., etc. So I've done 500. That's just an example. Sometimes I'll do 500 jumpers. They're all jumpers, okay? Sometimes I'll do 70 Hindu squats, 30 jumpers. You play around with it and you mix it up. And that makes it more fun. I'll show again from both angles. You see I'm sweating here. First of all, I'm in Tampa, Florida. Okay, it's like 90 degrees with 100% humidity. So if you're in Green Bay, for example, and it's 30 below, it's a hell of a lot easier to do because the humidity zaps it. But not complaining, I'm just telling you so you know. But anyway, the jumpers are done. You jump into a squat, you breathe out, jump back, inhale. So on all these, your body is like an accordion. When you push an accordion and compress it, the air goes out. Same with how you do these exercises. So again, it's not like weights. When you do the Hindu jumpers, that's about as far as you need to go, about 6 inches. Okay, so let's do like 30 of these or 50, we'll see. But I'll do them again from both angles. You're going to jump, boom. Now I'll show from this side, here. Like that. Okay, we'll do like 20 one way, 20 the other way. All right, ready? Go. Keep your back straight. Okay, so that's 40 jumpers. And they're tough. And again, you mix them up with the regular Hindu squats, and it'll give you a heck of a workout. So 500, in terms of the time frame, you want to hit for 15 minutes or less. 15, 16, 17 minutes is a good clip. When you're doing it about 13 minutes, you're cruising. If you're doing them faster than that, you're not doing them right. You're only going halfway down or whatever. So some people are like, man, I'm so happy I did 500 Hindu squats finally. It took me 40 minutes. 40 minutes? I said, what were you doing, sleeping in between reps? So I'm proud if you do 500, no matter how long it takes, but try to get the time down to under 15 minutes or 15, 16 minutes. Then you're doing fine. 13 minutes, you're cruising. So, but again, don't rush and try to do it as fast as you can because your form will be off. All right, now the next thing is the jumping lunges, which are basically like a split snatch. And when you do these, you're going to realize something. Same kind of movement happens in wrestling and mostly in wrestling type of combat sports. But you're going to jump like you're doing a split snatch in the Olympic weightlifting. But you know, you can start with your hands like this, or you can have your hands like this. It doesn't matter. And boom, there, and boom, and boom, and boom. Now these will make you really sore, even if you're used to doing the squats. If you haven't done these, so again from this angle, here. Alright? Flexibility and strength combined here. Alright, so let's do about 30 of these, and it'll get those lungs puffing. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I switched it on you a little bit. Okay, 10, we'll do the easier way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. I'm going to wipe off and be right back. Alright, so here we are with the tough part of this workout video. And we're going to do some Hindu squats, some jumpers, some different workout on the floor. Again, remember we're hitting the lungs and the legs and the whole body, because when you do the deep breathing correctly with the Hindu squats and push-ups, it affects the whole body and makes you stronger all over. So let's just start off with the Hindu squats. Catch your breath. That takes about 2.5 minutes if you're going at a good clip. 2.5, 3 minutes. All right. So now what we'll do is a grasshopper. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Then we'll do just a couple sit-ups, mix it up. Stretch out a bit. All right, now what you can do is the mountain climbers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here, loosen up your back a little bit. Inhale. Deep breathing. Good. Now out here. That gets you ready for the pleasant valleys, which are no problem. Here, picking chair. Bicep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mountain climber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here. Feel a stretch right here in the thighs. Good. Now, a couple of last things here. Can do jumpers and wall chair. All right, now that is a lung and leg workout, about 10 minutes worth. Start with that, or even easier, 50, 20 of the Hindu squats, whatever you can do. Pretty soon 500 will be like nothing. And when you can do 500 in 15 minutes or less, you're cruising and getting in really good shape. So, again, listen to this tape. Play it as often as you need to for motivation and to follow along. Create your own routines and get yourself in combat condition shape.